Hey up, welcome back. Right, so in this one I've got this Ryobi belt sander to take a look at. Now it's been out quite a while now. I know there's a lot of reviews on it, but I figured I'd do my own review, show you my thoughts on it, see what it's like. I have already been using it quite a lot, but yeah, let's just dive in. I'll show you up close all the features of it, and then we'll get a bit of a test, let you see just how it performs. Right, so basically it comes with this in the box. You get 3 belts. Can't remember offhand what size grit there were. I think it was a 40, an 80 and a 120, but I could be wrong. I can't quite remember. This is a different belt what I've bought for it. But yeah, so in the box you get the attachment for if you want to connect your shop vac to it, which it does fit well with the given attachments. I'll just show you. Oh, yeah, it just fits straight in. That just fits straight onto there. Now I will say it doesn't collect dust overly well, as you can imagine. It does tend to just sling it around, but it will collect some dust. That's why you do get the dust collecting bag with it as well. Fairly simple to use. You've got a little button up on the top here. If you click that in, you can adjust the handle into a better holding position for how you like it. Pretty much got your on off trigger, and at the side here you've got a locking button, so you can turn it on, leave it running, so you don't have to keep holding the trigger all the time, which yeah, it is a nice feature to have on it. That is pretty much all you need to know on the operating side. You have got a little trim dial, so you can center your belt once it's running, and to get your belt on, it is a quick release. It is a little bit stiff, but you just open that up, make sure that you've got your belt with the arrows running in the same direction. As you can see, there's a little arrow shows you the direction, so what you need to do is just get the arrows on the belt following the same way, and then just simply slide it into place, lock the lever back down, and that is it. Once you set it off running, then you will need to fine tune it with the dial. So yeah, let's get a battery on it, we'll get it dialed in, and we'll show you a little test on a bit of scrap wood that I've got laying around. Right, so as you can see, it is running pretty good straight off the bat, but I will just fine tune it a little bit just to try and move it that way a touch, so you can see how it kind of works. Now, as you saw, that took a little bit of time to get it done. I couldn't remember which way I needed to turn it, and then all of a sudden, as you saw, it all came off of one end. But that shows, you know, how much adjustment you've got in it. It is a little bit fiddly. This little dial, it is quite tight to turn, which might be an issue for someone if you've got like bad fingers or like that, but it's not too difficult. Now it does tend to drift a bit sometimes when you're sanding. As you can see, it's, well, I don't know if you can see, it has drifted over just enough for it to catch the plastic and just scuff the plastic a little bit, but that is really the only place that it's caught it. So I've got this old floorboard here. We'll give it a little test on this and show you how it performs. And so that is the locking feature. So as you can see, it works fairly well. I imagine it's not as good as a corded version, and as you can see, the dust collector doesn't really make much much difference, but as you can see, it does do a nice job of cleaning bits of flat wood up and everything. I do think you could bog it out. It doesn't seem to be overly powerful. As you probably heard, just from doing that little bit, it was slowing it down a lot when I was putting a bit of pressure on. I do find I am using a 5 amp old style battery. It does kind of have a little bit more grunt with the newer batteries, which are like the HP battery versions, but it's not really that noticeable. So I'll just clean this up. I'll show you a quick demonstration using the shop vac and see what the dust collection is like when I'm using the vac on it as well. Right, just thought I'd show you. I did empty the bag out before I did this test. So as you can see, it has collected some, but not a lot. I've also just been and grabbed one of the new style batteries, so we'll get a test with this before putting it back on and see whether you can actually hear a difference in the power. So we'll do that now. Now, I feel like it has got more power with that battery. To me, it does sound like it's going at a slightly faster RPM as well. It just feels a little bit like it's got a little bit more grunt to it using one of the newer batteries. But I'll clean up now. We'll attach the over to it and just see what the dust collection is like once I'm using it with the vac. Right, so as you can see, done a bit of a clean up. I've got the vac attached to it now. So let's see how this one works. Now, as you can see, I think there's nowhere near as much dust, so it does make a big difference, but you do still get quite a lot of dust about. As for the battery, I am pretty sure that this battery gives that machine more power over the compared to the old style one. I think, yeah, I have used 1 bar on that, but still it's I've used 1 bar on that as well. So it does use battery power very quickly, which is also another thing to bear in mind. You're not going to be getting much heavy work done out of 1.5 amp battery. Probably, if I were to run it constant, you'd probably looking at about 15 minutes, maybe a bit more. I couldn't tell you, I've not really timed it, but I know it definitely eats through the batteries. Right, so that is a quick test and review of the Ryobi belt sander. I did notice the belt had actually drifted across a little bit, and it was starting to eat into the plastic a little bit again just during that test. When I have previously used it, I had a better view on it, so I did find that I was constantly having to slightly adjust it. Well, I say constantly, every so often I were having to slightly adjust the tracking on the belt. Not really a big issue, you know, but it can be a little bit annoying. As for the power, I'm pretty sure it will have come across on the video just what a difference these new batteries make. It does waken it up, it makes it a bit more lively. Still not overly powerful, but as you can see, it did an alright job just cleaning that bit of timber up. Not really what I would say a professional tool, but as for me, I only use it occasionally for a bit of DIY, you know, just random small items. Or for instance, I bought this so I could do my staircase, which it worked brilliant with. But that's something to keep in mind. If I were using it a lot, then I would probably look at getting a corded version. But then again, I'm not really an expert. I don't know what other belt sanders perform like. I can only go off of what I feel. I do feel like it could do with a little bit more power, just to get them tougher jobs done. But like I say, I am a DIYer and it suits my needs perfectly. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. All I can say is if you do get this, I recommend getting one of the newer 5 amp batteries, because it will give you that little bit more power. I don't know why, but hopefully it came across in the video. It does seem to liven it up a little bit. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.